Hey everybody, this is Yana Collins and welcome back to Oz Living. Now we're here at day 2 of the Token 2049 and the energy here is bullish. And joining me here now is Zhuling Chen. He's the CEO and founder of RockX. So Zhuling, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Yanni.
So I want to start with RockX. You recently raised $6 million in Series A funding. So tell me about your project and what made you start this company?
Sure. So the inspiration of RockX actually was built up upon my first venture in crypto. So I got into this space in 2017. I come from a builder's perspective. So back then we think, okay, so we are gonna make blockchains more friendly to developers and to be more efficient as well. That's why my co-founder and I built a public blockchain called AELF, where we have a multi-chain architecture that allows developers to work on their own project and without sacrificing the efficiency. And along that time, that's where I start to notice proof of stake and smart contract is a really powerful combination that is going to make so many different types of applications working on blockchain and eventually make blockchain evolved or merged into the new internet. So I was really excited about it. And the more I look at it, I thought, maybe instead of just looking at how to grow ELF, maybe I should help to safeguard and grow all the public blockchains. So that's how I co-founded RockX. We started with safeguarding all the different public blockchains, including Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, ELF, of course, and others. And along the way, so we try to position ourselves more like a gateway to let all the traditional companies and institutions to embrace Web3 effortlessly. So what does that mean? Basically, anyone wants to interact with the blockchain, they need an access point. So we have that access point built up for everyone, so they can scale up at a very cost-efficient manner, and they don't have to worry about all the node management, node setup, maintenance at all. And at the same time, since we're doing all the validation work, so token holders, by working with us, they can generate a very decent yield in a sustainable way. So we're not talking about trading profit or lending profit, a lending interest, but we're talking about the block rewards that comes from the blockchain itself for the token holders and us collectively processing all the transactions on the blockchain. So similar to proof of stake mining, but this is the new way in the proof of stake road. Yeah, so we have grown towards close to $1 billion of AUM, helping our customers to generate yield and also safeguarding the blockchains. And like you pointed out, and we secured our funding beginning of this year, led by some of the leading asset management platforms, especially in Asia. So that includes Amber Group, Matrix Port, Primitive Ventures, FBG Capital, and a few others.
Congratulations on the many, many milestones that you have achieved this year. And I think that this year, the main theme for all the blockchain crypto companies is really sustainability. And everybody's trying to hop on a green trend nowadays. So with your company, what is your biggest contribution to the sustainability of the space?
So first of all, with the shift of Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake, all of us are significantly reducing the power consumption to safeguard blockchains. Yeah, so that's one part, more from a green perspective. But more importantly, on our data service, that's where we're trying to help the developers. Because the first time when they start to try to test out how to build things on blockchain, we don't want them to spend money. That's why we have a free version for people to sign up with, and they can play with it. Once they get a better feeling of blockchain, so they can start to think about what could be a really exciting application to be built. And thirdly, more from a financial perspective, especially in Asia, this market is more trading focused, so people tend to take more of a short-term profit-grabbing perspective. But now with staking, so this actually rewards people who hold tokens. So this actually change people's behavior because now they're okay of having their tokens just sit in their wallet and just enjoy the yield every day. And as another benefit, people tend to, because they're holding tokens, then they tend to look deeper into what that blockchain does and also try to understand the governance part because token holders now can vote on government's decisions as well. Yeah. So, with all those things, from an external perspective, this technology is getting greener and greener. And internally, developers and token holders find more value propositions and more infrastructures for them, to create things and also to enjoy the benefits.
And on to the B2B business side of things for RockX, how, with this current market positioning, like how do you make the traditional businesses feel at ease and, embark on Web3? Like what is the selling point that you make out of it?
Yeah. Letting the large institutions to understand crypto is definitely not easy. From our perspective, it's very interesting because the nature of our staking business is that they do not have to send the tokens to us. So this already, at least, is a first layer of comfort for them. Say, hey, we have no access to your assets, so you don't have to worry about wallet security or anything else because we just do not touch it. And also, we can show them that the yield goes to them directly without us withholding it. So it's really this non-custodial manner that gives them, at least, let them to sit down and also think about it. Yeah. And we like to use this term, actually, and people tend to understand. So right now, if they have tokens in their wallet, it's basically a current account. There's no interest. Just connect with us. We're making it an interest-bearing account. It's like a savings account. So they say, okay, yeah. So finally, there is a sustainable yield that coming onto our blockchain. And of course, there will be a technical demonstration on how we manage our security part, private key management, etc. So we need to tell them on that one. Also, this involves rounds of education, talking to people. Some of our team members are from the traditional background. So we know those people, they know who we are, so we try to work with them, usually start with a pilot, and we can scale up together.
Fantastic. And you're also here at Token 249 as a keynote speaker, and you talked about Web3 and why should businesses embrace Web3. So could you give us a brief summary of what you talked about a while ago at stage?
Yeah, the reason why, instead of talking about the technology part, but we're more focusing on sharing our key learnings, of how developers can build in this industry is because, again, to the success of the blockchains, we want people to avoid any common mistakes in this space. So we are encouraging people to actually start small. So always try to build a MVP, a minimum viable product, to see whether it works on blockchain, because blockchain right now is still immature and there are a lot of limitations. So they really need to try it out to understand, what is feasible and what is not. And the second part is that they also need to have a very clear problem statement. Yeah, you're not doing decentralization for the sake of that. Decentralization sometimes is good. Sometimes it's at the expense of efficiency, right? That's why they need to be very clear on that point, what exactly they're working on. I think especially for game developers and also NFT teams, they need to think about that. Otherwise, they're just following other people's strategy and it may not work. And the last point is there's no textbook for them to follow. That's why we strongly suggest them, roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. That's why we have all the free services for them to test it out, and this is the only way for them to understand this space. Yep. So in a nutshell, that's what we're trying to get people more optimistic and also getting more have a clear view on how to start in this space.
And so now on to your future plans. What are your future plans in the Asian region? And also what is the potential that you see for the ASEAN market?
As a Singapore-based company, so we're super bullish in this area, in Asian market. Yeah, first of all, on the staking side, we are seeing more and more institutions coming in. And also, although staking was more commonly used in the Western countries, but right now they're also seeing the importance of having a footprint or validations in the Asian market, because this is how they can make the whole blockchain more decentralized and robust. So, in Singapore and in a few other countries, we're seeing funds are starting to work with us on the staking side. And more excitingly, we're seeing a very strong developer community coming from the Philippines, and other countries like Vietnam. So that's where, we're building our data service to fit into those markets, to have a knowledge sharing session, so that if they're just first-time developers, so they understand how to use our service, and also it's like a self-service portal on our website that they can choose what they need, and also do DIY stuff. So that's about the Asian market. For next year, we're really trying to make staking more like a fixed income product for institutions and also for anyone who are in the crypto space. So there will be some very innovative products come out of that. And we are also working on very exciting technology called multi-party computation to help on the key management side. So these are the toolkits that we can give to institutions and developers in the future, so that when they transition into Web3, they don't really feel the pain.
Sounds like an exciting times ahead of you. Well, thank you so much, Zhuling, for joining me today. And we're really great to have you here at Token 2049. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your passion to our audience and to me as well. Great to catch up with you.
Yeah, again, we're always very excited about what we're doing. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain what we're working on. We'll probably chat soon.